I'm the Scottish Greens rep for a Coldside and a researcher for Maggie Chapman. So the first thing I want to do is to pass on Maggie's very best wishes and solidarity. She would have loved to have been here today, but as you know, there's a bit of business going on in Glasgow at the moment. Maggie's been a staunch supporter of your cause from the beginning. As Sarah said, she tabled a question in Parliament for yesterday's session, highlighting the unjust and unequal effects of the university's proposals. She stands with you today, and for however long it takes. I'm also, myself, a member of this university and of the UCU. I came to Dundee first to study environmental law here, and I'm now a part-time research student looking at climate injustice. So I have reason to express my very great thanks to you as university staff for making me feel welcome and safe and well fed, and for pointing me in the right direction the many times that I got lost. And I also have reason to share in the collective shame and disappointment of what is being done, supposedly in our names, not in my name. In a couple of years' time, I'll be talking about climate justice in the city square. So, for the day that's in it, that's where I want to begin now. We divide justice up into categories: climate, housing, energy, pensions. But they're all interlinked, and they're all interwoven. Climate injustice happens when environmental harm collides with existing inequalities. It deepens those inequalities, and it heightens those harms. Since some of us were children in the 1970s, we've seen inequality grow and grow. This pensions proposal is a part of that long and shameful episode. It's so normalised, we're not even supposed to notice, but we do. And if there's ever an ideal time in which to speak out, this is it. The richest 1% of the world's people create 15% of greenhouse gas emissions. We heard this morning that by 2030 that will be 16%, while the poorest half of the world produces only 7%. The climate emergency is a crisis of inequality. The rich will not fix it. This week we've seen a billionaire fly to Scotland in his private jet to explain to us how flying into space in his private rocket made him realise that the atmosphere is fragile. Something any primary school child could have told him. The rich will not fix it. And the very idea that climate change is something that you fix or defeat or race against is part of the problem. What we need to do is to heal, to grow, to share. We recognise the brave and brilliant activism being done by children, but we can't leave the burden to them. The work to be done to build a stable climate and a just world has to be done by us adults, including, maybe especially, those of us who will retire in the next few years or decades. But we can't use our skills, our experience, our wisdom to heal the climate crisis if we can't afford to feed ourselves, to keep our bodies and our houses warm and dry, to retire from paid employment, to work for the common good. Your struggle is a matter of justice, of humanity, of morality, of respect and decency. But it's also a matter of the utmost practicality for the whole community. The pandemic led those in power at every level just briefly to notice that it wasn't aspiration or wealth creation that kept us alive and safe and cared for. They've mostly forgotten it again now. But if we seriously want to address the climate emergency, we need to start by reducing inequality, not embedding it. We are not all in it together, but we need to be.